All right, I'm Jay Stone from rockmetaltalk.com. We are live, and what you heard right there is Crash the Party by a brand new band called 5 Star Hooker. Raven's been in Mr. Nasty, the Luvdogs, and now that new band, 5 Star Hooker. So he's actually live with me in the studio right now, so welcome to the show. Welcome back.
Thank you, man. I appreciate being here.
Cool. So it's been a while. I mean, we go back a long way.
Long ways.
From the Mr. Nasty days. So the last time you guys played in Clearwater was probably, what,
2005?
Shit, yeah, 11 years ago. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was a crazy night, man. I don't think Gasoline Alley ever sold that much alcohol before.
That's funny. That happens to be a club I miss. I mean, Gasoline Alley was a cool
It was
place.
a great club. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just... The way they had it set up was really pretty awesome, and the owners were great. Until they moved over to the other place and it tanked. Because they did that weird separate room thing.
Right, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it had 2 bars and stuff. I mean, they put a lot of money into that place. It was still really a nice place, but with all that room, there was still no place for bands to hang out before the show and shit.
No vibe at all.
Right. So you got someone on the line. You want to talk to him real
Sure.
quick? He's live.
What's going on? Who am I talking to? Hello?
He's not there
They're
anymore.
gone. Whoever it was hung up.
Well, he's still there. He's still
I don't hear
logged
you.
in. So when you're done napping, let us know what's going on. So
Live radio.
you got a brand new CD coming out.
Yeah, it's an EP basically. Just 4 songs with 5 Star Hooker. I want to get it out before we go to Rocklahoma. We have some merch, some product, and hopefully somebody will pick us up and let us go back in the studio and re-record those and add all the new songs that we do have and put out a full-length album, which would be awesome,
Cool. Where did you record the CD? Did you self-record it at home in the studio?
No,
Or?
our friend Kelly Nunn has a studio over in Seminole, and we did it there. For the most part, everything was done there. I can't actually remember the name of the studio off the top of my head right now. It's early in the morning still.
Yeah, it is early. Well, yeah, I had to get Raven here early. We've been working on the show for a while, and then he decided to come to the studio so we could take calls. But
I got a delicious Miller Lite in my hand right now.
it is early. Normally the show's at 8:00, but I got to head out of town, so I appreciate you coming over and doing the show early. So, now what are some of the shows you got lined up besides Rocklahoma? That's pretty big, and for those who don't know what Rocklahoma is, go ahead and tell us about that.
Rocklahoma came about. We did the Rock Pressures, the showcase thing at the State Theater back in August, I think it was.
Yeah,
September.
Rock Solid Pressure.
Rock Solid Pressure. And they Skyped us to the Retrospect people, and they seen us play live, and they just had to have us at Rocklahoma. They were like, you guys got the Rocklahoma gig, and that was pretty awesome. Hopefully it's going to like launch us into more festivals and maybe some of those Monster Rock hairband cruises and stuff, Put us on, so that's what we're hoping on that, and like a lot of exposure on the new 4 songs that we're going to put out. And on April 23rd, we are direct support for Lita Ford at the State Theater, and we had to move our CD release party till May 13th at the local 662 in St. Petersburg because my guitar player fell and banged up his elbow. So I'll be nice to him.
I remember one time I band in New York, we were going to play CBGB's, and the guitar player was putting together an entertainment center the day before and sliced his hand open. I'm like, dude, we're fucking playing, dude. It took us months to get this show. Luckily, the new guitar player knew enough of the material that he could cover most of it, but it wound up being a shitty show anyway, but I still played at CBGB. So.
Not many people could say that from our era.
Right. And it's hard it was extremely hard because they only opened booking like 1 day a week for like 2 hours. And everybody and their fucking mother was calling that hotline. But the previous guitar player knew someone that was affiliated with CBGB, and we basically just walked into a show. So
that helped us get in the Rocklahoma gig. Was Michael Hatcher, my guitar player, was in a band called Lickety Split out of Los Angeles, California, and he played at Rocklahoma like 2 or 3 times with them. So he kind of knows the people out
You got
there
your foot in the door.
Yeah, exactly. So they knew he was in the band. That's why I think they paid a little bit more attention to
what you were
to
doing.
that. So that's I'm sure that helped us get it.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, technology these days. I mean,
The guy was in Vegas watching us, and we were playing in St. Pete's. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's crazy. I mean, 10, 12 years ago, even, you wouldn't have been able to do something like that. You would have had to send demos, and you would have probably just been thrown into a box with thousands of other people. He's stinking it up. I can smell it from here.
His dog's farting the house up. Pretty bad.
We let him in the back part, so the studio's inside the house now. But it's funny. But he is definitely stinking it up. Damn. So, there's been, some hard times the past couple of years. I mean, D from Mr. Nasty was a really close friend of mine. That's how I, know you and Scott and everybody from Mr. Nasty, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, I miss the guy. I mean, just
definitely, man. It's not a day I go on stage or just a day normal that I don't think of him,
Right. Yeah, and, it's hard. I mean, you guys were close. I mean, you guys were a band for a long time, even though you were in Florida and they were up in New York.
I was still going back and forth playing, though. I'd fly up and go do shows, and it was pretty funny how we had it set up, They would practice and record everything, and they would send it to me on the computer, and I'd practice my bass lines to it, and then we'd just wing it one practice up in New York, or if they came down here, we'd just run through everything one time quick,
Yeah, because I met D. I was about 16 years old. The Mexicali Tattoo was across the street from Sundance.
Yep.
And he was good friends with Mike Crango, who worked there, who passed away a couple of years back after I first met D. And me and D just hit it off. I mean, we all had the same tattoo guy. The Rock City Angels, we got using him as a tattoo guy. That was a band Johnny Depp was in.
Yeah.
I met D at the tattoo parlor, right? And he was like, "Oh, come on, man, let's go take a walk." And I went to a deli with him, and he went to get a beer out of the case, and everything fucking fell on top of him. The guy thought he was going to get sued and gave him everything for free. It was crazy.
That's something D would do, though, He's the kind of guy that would pick the cooler up at the beach and the bottom would fall out. You know what I mean? Just the funniest shit in the world. We were on an airplane once flying somewhere, and he spilled his coffee all over himself. So the stewardess just felt so bad for him. They gave him a sippy cup and wings for his shirt, the airplane wings.
That's funny. That's funny shit. Man. He was a great guy. I mean, then, I knew of Mr. Nasty before that, and just getting to see, I don't know if you were in the band when I first met him, but
probably not.
Just seeing the band and, the show they were putting on and that LA feel over in New York. And I was a young kid. I was so blown away. I mean, I
remember the LA feel. The LA feel was me and D and Monty back in the day. We had a band called Tabitha.
Right. That's right. Because you were originally in that band with
Tabitha was out in Los Angeles.
Right.
And we came back. I probably shouldn't have came back, but we came back to New York and whatever. Tabitha fell apart. Me and Monty had a falling out, and they formed Mr. Nasty, without me. But they used some of the songs that I wrote from Tabitha, made it onto the 30th caliber Kiss, made it onto that CD.
What was some of those songs?
Shaking the Walls and Candy Love and things that we had in Tabitha, Dye My Hair was one of the big ones. And so that's kind of what happened. And then over time, Monty wasn't in the band anymore, and me and D always had a high mutual love and respect for each other, and me and Scott love each other to death. We're still best,
right?
And I don't know. Scott came back to me one day and he's like, "When I put the band back together, man, you in?" And I was like, "Hell yeah! What took you so long?"
Right.
And then things proceeded, and we did the Ain't Dead Yet CD,
yeah, that was an awesome one too, and it still had the same vibe. Well, I mean, some of those songs I was listening to for years already at that point. I mean, I have all the MP3 CDs you guys put out until I can actually get my hands on
The Fine Art of Self-Destruction.
Yep. I got that, and I got till I could get actual copies of 38 caliber Kisses, which is very hard to find. I mean, now all of a sudden, a whole shitload of copies.
Yeah, they're on eBay for like $70. It's crazy.
Yeah, they popped out of like some storage bin in Texas.
I think they found. Probably the record company had them.
Yep, and sold them off to this guy. And all of a sudden, he's like, "Hey, I heard you were looking for this," and boom, I got all the copies. But yeah, I mean, I've been listening to that stuff forever. And then you did the Strip Club Devils
Strip
with
Club Devils.
Scott.
Yeah, me, Scott, Jimmy Rosario from my old band Babies in Black, and Ronnie Sweetheart from the Throbs.
Right.
He was
What
a-
happened
he was a
there?
singer.
One day he just decided to leave, Ronnie?
Nah, just personal reasons, but I stopped playing with them because the traveling was just
Right.
killing me, going back and forth every other weekend in New York, or they were going up to Boston and Albany and all this stuff and playing all these shows, and financially I just couldn't swing it after a while,
Yeah,
It's,
because when you
treading water.
when you're funding yourself to travel around, it's not,
Yeah, I'm
it's
flying
not
in,
easy.
playing a show, flying out the next day, going home, going back to my normal thing here, and it was just rough. And whatever, things happen with people in the band, like always does.
Did your caller wake up over there?
I don't know. I got no idea.
You there?
No, I don't hear anybody.
Yeah, I'm going to let him go. If anybody wants to call in, you can Skype me at Rock Metal Talk. That's the username. Raven had put out my number, so to those people who were fortunate enough to get my number, go ahead and